All right, so thanks again to everyone who has taken the time to join us. I really appreciate you spending time with us today. So I want to talk a little bit about trends and varieties. In yellow peas, for instance, this table shows percentage of yellow pea seed acres seeded to each of the listed varieties. So although the adoption of new varieties has typically been slow, we are seeing some positive trends with the old standby varieties showing a steady decline in favor of new varieties. So we're seeing decreasing acres seeded to CDC Golden and CDC Meadow and being replaced by CDC Inca, CDC Spectrum, and AAC Carver. So I believe that also CDC Luachco will be making some very positive gains in the years to come and will be very successful. And it's just emerging now, as well as AAC Chrome is starting to emerge as new varieties. In green peas, we're seeing sort of a similar positive trend with the older, lower yielding varieties such as CDC Striker declining, while higher yielding varieties such as Spruce and Forest are emerging. The majority of green pea acres right now are currently seeded to CDC Razor and CDC Limerick, and I suspect they're going to stay popular for a few years yet. I know that in talking to some people in the industry, processors quite like CDC Razor, so if there's demand for that, it'll probably stick around for a while. So in red lentils, although CDC Maxim continues to be the dominant variety, it is declining year over year in favor of emerging varieties Proclaim and Impulse. CDC Red Moon is also showing a slow increase. This is probably due to lack of herbicide tolerance, but there seems to be some renewed interest due to its high yield and the emergence of other herbicide options to control weeds. Now, as we said last year and say again, we really would like to invite you to partner with us to continue to promote new varieties and promote what you are growing for seed. There are speaking opportunities, upcoming crops here for next year, winter meetings, webinars, other extension events, as well as podcasts. And we've had some very good success last year with having McDougall Acres participate in some of our speaking engagements, as well as having Simpson Seeds and McDougall Acres contributing to a podcast that we did on varieties. You're the first to grow these varieties on a larger scale, and you have a lot of expertise to share. So we appreciate any opportunity where we can share that with growers. Signage will continue. We're providing signs to every variety that you get from us, and we'll continue to do that. We're hoping that you'll post these signs in your field, and just so that people driving by will see how they look and how they perform in field in the region, more region specific. Last year, we asked you to submit seed grower videos. We didn't get any uptake on that, so we're hoping to maybe push that again for this year. We're asking you to submit short videos just shot on your iPhone. It can just be a few seconds or whatever. We just want to have an opportunity for you to show and promote on-farm performance within your region, and we will post them on our website. We're also offering gift cards for anyone who participates. And I'd just like to say that if anyone chooses to post something on Twitter, just send us a note so we can include it on our website, and we will send you one of those gift cards. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on these varieties because Tom and Bunyamin did a really good job of that. But just to touch base quickly on what's new for 2021, the Kabuli Chickpea 3647 is the smaller seeded one, and this one has about 115 bags available. So we're hoping that it will fill the demand. And the large seeded variety 3652 has this is the ones that are capable of producing a 10 millimeter seed. Now that's going to depend partly on the environment and the year that it's grown. But if it was able to achieve the 10 millimeter size, that does translate to a higher price. So it may make up for any drop in yield from this variety. And there's 79 bags available of that one. So again, I'm hoping that it'll be sufficient. And this is just showing a head-to-head yield summary in the 2019-20 regional variety trials, and it shows very similar yields that Bunyamin presented. So the Desi chickpea 2510-2. There is not a lot of bags available. There's only 11. However, this is a smaller market compared to Kabuli's. So we're hoping that there'll be enough seed for those who are interested in taking this on. We do receive inquiries from time to time from growers or also processors this year looking for Desi chickpea seed. So this variety might represent an opportunity to supply the demand. And the black Desi chickpea 2570-2. And, you know, this does represent a very small niche market, but it's an opportunity to pursue one of these niche markets for this type of chickpea. So we're hoping that somebody out there may have some, good thoughts on how they can market this and would like to take it on and see what they can do with it. There's only 14 bags available, but considering that it is a very small niche market, hopefully that'll be enough seed. And again, it's just some head-to-head from 3 years in the regional variety trials. Again, the data is quite similar to what Bunyamin has already presented. And the yellow pea, we're really excited about these peas, especially 4947-2 with exceptionally high yield. There is only 126 bags of this, so we know that there's going to be a lot of demand. So I really encourage you to avoid late orders because everything will be allocated from the on-time orders first, and I don't expect there'll be seed left for any late orders. And 4900-13, we also expect there'll be good demand for this. It's also very high yielding, and it also has the best resistance to fusarium root rot versus all of the highest yielding varieties right now. So that should also increase its demand. So there's only 141 bags of this one, so I expect that'll be similar to the other yellow pea in that you want to get your orders in on time. I've already described the new lentils for 2021. So CDC Grim, there are 77 bags, and the small green is 21 bags. Now, for the varieties that have the older varieties, we should have sufficient seed of the pea varieties. So both of the recently released ones as well as some of the older varieties shown here, and some that have shown some renewed interest in recent years. So I don't expect we'll have any real shortages in these, but if you see something that doesn't have a lot of seed of that you'd like to add to your seeding plans, make sure you get your orders in for those. Lentils, as with peas, some of the older and recently released lentil varieties should have sufficient seed, with the exception of maybe CDC Nimble and CDC Green Star. If you're interested in replenishing seed of these varieties, make sure you get your order in this year, because these will start to diminish fairly quickly. And same with some of the older varieties of chickpea. I think we should have enough seed of the older varieties to fill demand. Now for faba bean, there's a lot of seed of 219-16. There's 118 bags. However, this is the last of the non-low vicing, con-vicing varieties to be released by SPG. And so I'm not sure if you are going to want to proceed with this one and wait for a low vicing, con-vicing variety, but it is a few years away. So that's something to consider. For beans, we're still 36 bags available of CDC Blackstrap. And we often get inquiries regarding seed available of CDC Blackstrap. So this one is likely to have demand for quite a while yet. So just know that there is a lot of demand for seed and not a lot out there. So if you have interest in this one, please consider it. So for seed order package, it has a new look this year. We have gone with an online order form. I want you to note that the 3% service charge for credit card payments has been waived for this year due to COVID. We want to encourage credit card payments. So that's a bonus for this year. Credit card info can be included on the form. There's a place to put all that in. Or if you prefer, you can still phone in your credit card information. So in all sections of the form that require signatures can be signed electronically, or you have the option of printing it out and signing it in a more traditional way. So for the actual order page of the seed order, there's for each variety, you can enter the number of bags that you want to order and then hit enter. As soon as you hit enter, the cost and the deposit is automatically calculated. So that's all done for you. And once all the seed orders are entered, the bottom section will total the orders and the deposit is automatically calculated. Application for this year is Thursday, February 11th. And same as last year, we will be sending you confirmation that your order has been received. If you don't get a confirmation from us, please contact us, because without confirmation, you may not, maybe your order wasn't received, and if it's lost through failure of modern technology, no seed will be allocated if we have no record of the order. So make sure you hear back from us that we received your order. Again, a reminder about commercialization outside of Saskatchewan. We have exclusive marketing rights licensed to distribution agents outside of Saskatchewan. This is for varieties carrying PBR 91. And there is a royalty for seeds sold for planting outside of Saskatchewan. Remember that any seed sold for planting within Saskatchewan remains royalty free. So seed growers in Saskatchewan are not permitted to sell seed of these licensed varieties outside of Saskatchewan without an agreement with one of the licensed agents. There have been no changes since last year of who the distribution agents are, and all of this is in your policy and procedures document of your seed order package. And again, a reminder about international distribution. We want to make sure we protect our genetics and keep them here for our benefit. The way we've done it is that new varieties are first commercialized in Canada. There have been distributors that have been given a license agreement that can sell seed outside of Canada, and they are responsible for protecting that IP. So this applies to all generations of seed released through the Variety Release Program. Now, the duration between release to Saskatchewan seed growers and the time that rights were assigned for international distribution used to be only 2 years. So SPG is now extending the duration to maintain a competitive advantage to Saskatchewan growers who funded the development of the variety. And this applies to all varieties released since 2017. And what that duration is going to be is yet to be determined. Just a reminder again, if you're ordering clear-filled lentils, you need to sign the clear-filled section of the order form. And you also have to make sure that you've signed a Clearfield commitment. And if not signed, we will follow up with you, and we can't really seed until confirmation is received. So make sure you follow up on that. Just a brief overview of what is now currently tendered. Rudy Agro still has the rights to slow darkening pinto bean. AGT has the rights to the green cotyledon lentil, and Simpson Seeds has the rights for Spanish brown lentil. Red cotyledon pea, this used to be tendered exclusively to ILTA, but then now SPG offered a non-exclusive closed loop sub-license. And so far, there's been one company that's taken this up, and that's XPT Grain. This market class still needs market development, but we're hoping to see some advances there. It's been kind of a slow go on this market class. Large red lentil was tendered to AGT from 2007 till 2020, and that agreement expired in spring of 2020. So now the varieties, the King Red varieties, KR1 and KR2, are open for broad release to anyone who wants to grow and market these. There's an exception with the large red lentil that was released in 2020, and that is CDC Sublime. This one is unusual because it has the red cotyledon and with a green seed coat. It is very high yielding, and the long-term means show it yielding 116% of maximum in the south. This is going to be marketed by non-exclusive, royalty-free contracts in a closed-loop system. The reason we're going this way is to make sure that we steward the trait. We want to make sure we avoid admixture with greens. You can see that it resembles a large green lentil. And also we want to protect the IP. It's unique, but it's also very high yielding. And so we're making a requirement that there's no export of viable seed. All seed has to be dehulled or processed in some way. So far we have one licensee to date, being Prairie Pulse, but we know there's other potential interested parties, so that may change. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I'm sure by now everyone is feeling a bit of online meeting fatigue, but hopefully you will have found this meeting helpful in making your seeding decisions for 2021. There is definitely some exciting new genetics available in 2021, and we see some exciting material in the future. So again, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out either to myself or to Cheryl Gore or to any of today's speakers. And I'd like to again thank everyone who participated in today's meeting. I'd like to send out a big thank you to our speakers, Tom, Kirsten, Bunyamin, and Sherilyn. And I really look forward to seeing everyone again in the future. So for now, please stay safe, and best wishes in making your plans for spring seeding. And I wish everyone a very good growing season.